Howdy folks, Ben Gregory here and welcome to the Halftime Offload. And joining us at the moment is our usual presenter here, Jack Singleton, aka Greg Bennery, and Andrew Cleverley, Head of Pathways here at the New South Wales Waratahs. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good to be here. Thank you, Greg.
It's November and just when you think the season is over and there shouldn't be anything happening in rugby, it feels like we're busier than ever. 2 months since grand finals in clubs and I feel like we haven't stopped. But yesterday, one of the highlights of the year, Waratahs under-16s taking the Super Premiership.
Yeah, it was obviously a big day for us in the Waratah under-16s. We had the grand final up there at Knox against Queensland Reds, as it has been for the last 4 years. Always the Reds, the big competition, and yeah, the boys got the chocolates with some outstanding footy. Bit of back and forth in the first half, but yeah, we ran away comfortable winners there, so we're pretty happy with the result, and the boys worked really hard as a squad over the last 8 weeks to get that result.
So what final score yesterday?
It was 57-27, I think it was it?
I could check Rugby Explorer.
Yeah, Rugby Explorer, 57-27, but yeah, that was a good game. Entertaining.
You seem a bit humble there. What about the results of all of our games in the under-16s?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously Sydney's a big place, and the catchment that we have is massive. So it's not out of our understanding that if we play someone like the Brumbies or the Vic Rugby or the Force, that their catchment of under-16 players is less. Therefore, the number that they get to choose from, the talent, the pool is smaller. And yeah, we had some really convincing wins against those teams, close to 100 in a couple of games there. But yeah,
Queensland's pool would be no smaller.
No, it's not a lot smaller than ours. So definitely the competition, really big lads, very physical game. Every time we play Queensland, it's physical. They attack our set piece and they attack the breakdown really well. But we're obviously, yeah, we're pretty chuffed today to have another trophy for the cabinet.
So the guys obviously attacking prowess was on display in all the games they played. They scored a lot of tries, obviously, even in the final, cracking 50. They're scoring lots of points. I can't help make this thought, right? I watched the Wallabies play England on the weekend, and 3 minutes in, we're defending our line, they're attacking, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go again.
Yes.
You guys are a little bit different. So how long did it take us to score the first try in the final?
Well, we had a little bit of a set play that Matt Everard had cooked up with a couple of the boys. Sort of, everyone kicks to the left and everyone clears and kicks out of their 22 or plays a play and then puts a box kick up. And we just went, young Wilson Reuven just went basically 1 metre shy of the 22, and we sent a man at to make the tackle, and a couple of other guys were supposed to just flood that ruck, but the poor Reds player spilt the ball, and Peyton picked it up and drove a good 22 metres and scored. So I reckon around 10 or 11 seconds to score a try. It was pretty entertaining.
In the middle. Early in the 22, and it's been a rapid turnaround from the Waratahs. They can't do it from the restart. Oh my goodness! Tries don't get any better than that. Peyton Taro has picked the Reds' pocket inside the opening 10 seconds.
Fantastic.
I hadn't actually left the shed from picking up the mess. So I missed it live, but I've watched it a couple of times since.
Well, hopefully we can take that under-16 level stuff, and in a few years we'll be the ones attacking 3 minutes in the Test match.
That's it.
Moving
That's
forward.
definitely right. Yeah.
And for those who want to watch that game, it's on Stan.
It's on Stan, and you might be able to watch it on Australian Rugby YouTube or something. They have another channel, but
I know a few of them. A lot of them are live on YouTube, but
yeah,
go to Stan.
Yeah, definitely Stan. Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good campaign.
So for our viewers that don't understand what the program is post the season, what programs do you guys run in what age groups? Just give us a quick précis of what you do.
Well, we obviously have an under 14 team that plays in an under 15s tournament, and that gives us 5 teams, and we pick from that an under 15s that play the Reds home and away, and we went one each this year, and that which was good. As I said, tough footy. And then throughout the year, we're identifying and working with selectors, Sydney Rugby, as you know, Ben, New South Wales Rugby, where you are now, and we're helping the different associations with their selections, and then ultimately we run a tournament for the 16s in July, and out of those 4 teams we picked a squad of 30 to play in the Super Under 16s. So it's a great process, but our motto is always to try and take the amazing talent that we've got, but our motto is to try and really train them hard, like not let them go, we're the Waratahs, we should win, like train them really, really hard, and really focus on rugby union specifics, style of play, breakdown work, scrum, line out, because we know our players are going to come with running attributes, catch pass, ability to evade defenders, speed, etc. So I think the pleasing thing is that these players have learnt so much about our game over that time and been in this sort of professional environment for a 16-year-old. It's not a professional environment, but it's close. It's close, really look after them medically and train it, S&C and gym and food and all those sorts of things.
Yep. So are they done now? We brought home the
brought home the green S, and they're done.
Is that it, or there's more?
Yeah, so there is more. So those that are available, they have a couple of weeks off, and then they start 17, 18 of November, and they have a 4-week block before Christmas, peeling it right back. So no set piece skills, just generic rugby skills. Lots of catch and pass, lots of breakdown, lots of tackle tech. Tackle to jackal, those sorts of things, and we have 2 groups doing that. A group that will be our under 16s in 2026, and a group that will be our under 18s in 2026. Different nights of the week, some at Roland Park, some at Rugby Australia. We're even running a session up at Narrabeen at the Institute of Sport up there. And then we have our boys that have left school that started this morning at 6 o'clock in the gym. And there's 30 players, Aussie under 20s, Waratah under 19s, Aussie under 18s, Waratah under 18s from 2025. And the idea there is obviously push them into Super Rugby and push them into Australian under 20s in 2026. So there's 30 of those guys in early and ripping in as well. Plenty happening, as Ben said. Plenty happening.
There's plenty happening. Do you want to ask your other question you were asking a little bit earlier, Jack, about the junior Wallabies?
Talk me through, or talk the audience, the fans, through when does Wallabies, or what's the youngest an athlete will start playing for Australia or junior Wallabies? What age does that start, and what ages do junior Wallabies or Australia?
Great question, Jack. The best of the under 16s from this tournament that we just played, which will mainly make up of Waratahs and Reds and maybe a sprinkling of the other super franchises, will go into camp in December. They struggle to find anyone to play in New Zealand or around the world, close and economical to play an under 16s game. So the Australian under 16s will play a Queensland Red under 17 selection, so just bounce it 1 year up, make a good contest. We hosted last year, the Waratahs, and the Australian team won quite convincingly. So they're obviously talented 16-year-olds.
So last year Australia under 16s
played the Waratah under 17 Invitational, and it might have been a similar score as yesterday, I think, 50 to 20 or something like that. So so that's a taste, into camp, get some kit, get a feel, get an IDP written for you so that you know the direction you're going in. But I guess the Australian under 18s is a really big one. Get to play the Kiwis, 2-match series. And then I guess the group that we've got training full time now, trying to make the Australian under 20s, well, they go to South Africa next year, and then they go to a World Cup as they did this year. So this year's group obviously went to South Africa, played South Africa, New Zealand, Argentina, and then went to the World Cup in Italy. 5 weeks in Italy playing rugby. It's not a bad gig if you can get it. So there's plenty happening for these young guys, plenty in the pathway for rugby players that are striving to take it to the next level, definitely.
On the pathway, question that was asked of me in my role at a club was, Jack, what's the difference between Australian schoolboys and Australian under 18s?
Well, across the 2 big states, New South Wales and Queensland, you do get a large number of kids leaving school and they turn 18 the year after. So you can't represent school you're still under 18, you love and play rugby, and your rep pathway is kind of like sitting in a black hole until you become sort of 19 or 20. So a few years ago, Rugby Australia made a decision to allow those players through a process of, selection and training and playing for New South Wales juniors and lots of different opportunities to play Barbarians rugby, whatever it might be, to get recognition and get into the Australian under 18 side. So the bulk of the Australian under 18 go to school. Mm-hmm. They go to school. They're at your traditional rugby schools in both of Brisbane and Sydney. But some may have left school. And Jonty Fowler, who actually injured this year, couldn't play for Australia. He'd already played for Australia as a 17-year-old. He was able to back up. Justice Tamapi Power has just trained here this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he'll be under 18 in 2026, and he's already an Australian under 18s player. So he'll get some opportunity there to train with us, play club rugby, and represent Australia because he's still under 18.
In the old days, they may have just repeated U12.
Yes, they may have. Yeah, that's right.
Or a couple of times.
Depends what school.
But now you can finish school, and if you finish school and you turn 17 the year you finish school, you can still play not Australian schoolboys but Australian under 18s.
Correct.
So I think this year's Australian 18s team had 3 kids who actually played. Like you mentioned, Jonty was injured, and I think there was a couple others. But 3 in the final 23 had left school, the rest were at school.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Right? So it was only 3, but those 3 can make a big difference.
Yeah, and if not for this system of having Australia under 18s, they wouldn't have been eligible.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to digress a little bit because we've spoken a lot about the boys' pathways and that sort of stuff, and I know this is not your part of the world, Clev, and Rivo should probably be sitting in the seat here, but the girls' pathway is developing to try to get to the same level we're at, and it's not there yet. There is no national program at the moment. There is some talk of an under-19 Super Girls series hopefully going to start next year, which would be fantastic for the girls to start their pathway. But we had our New South Wales under 15, 16 and 18 girls all go down to Wagga about a month ago now and played against the ACT in Victoria. And we might just throw to a little clip of the highlights of that. Enjoy the girls' New South Wales teams. So welcome back, and look, some fantastic rugby played, and geez, there's some talent across the girls here. Not only in New South Wales, some of those ACT and Victorian girls can certainly play the game as well. But the pathway for 2026 looks a little bit different, as I mentioned, the 19 Super Series hopefully for those girls, but we've been chatting away trying to develop the girls' game around the country, and it looks like we're going to have a 6-way tournament next year with Brisbane Juniors and the Gold Coast going to send time. We can't get Queensland across the line just
Yes.
yet, but it looks like Brisbane Juniors and Gold Coast will join the ACT Victoria, and we're going to split New South Wales into a blue and a white.
Yes.
Mimic what you've done in the boys'
done
game.
in the past.
Yeah.
The Queensland juniors haven't they?
Well, Queensland don't actually have a Queensland Junior Rugby equivalent to us. It's QRU run that, and they've just decided that they're not this point in time willing to select Queensland teams. So.
Okay. Brisbane and Gold Coast it is.
So Brisbane and Gold Coast are itching to sort of give their girls a pathway. So it looks like, probably in mid to late September, we're going to have a 6-way tournament for the girls across the under 14s and 16s. And depending upon what happens in the Super 19, it could be 18s as well. So
Excellent.
Plenty of opportunity for our girls to mimic what the boys have already got.
That's right. Yeah, and that's some of those groups are training with now. They've already started their training, or they start soon. They're training.
No,
with.
so those will be traditional pathway pieces. So they'll come through club rugby.
Okay, right.
They'll play at the state champs. They'll go to city country. The girls actually get a different opportunity to the boys in the fact that they have the nationals up at the Sunshine Coast in the under 16s and 18s to go straight to.
Yes.
But we will be running equivalents at regionals as well to broaden the base. And then, they'll play city country, and then we'll pick the New South Wales teams after that.
Yeah.
And they'll shoot off very traditionally like we do across the boys. But we do have an under 16 girls tour, a development tour heading off to the USA in April. Going to play some games against the California Legion. I think they're playing LA, California Legion and Orange County.
Excellent.
So awesome tour for those girls, and we are in the process of working out another tour for that same age group. I think 16's going to try and bring a bit of touring back into our environment here at New South Wales Juniors, and we're looking to take an under 16 girl at the end of next year to Japan, along with possibly an under 15 boys team.
Excellent.
So plenty on the horizon for the young aspiring players.
Is there such thing as Australian schoolgirls?
Sevens.
There is a sevens version of it, yes.
So that's called Australian schoolgirls.
Australian under 7.
I think it's a merit team, if I'm not correct. I don't think do they play anyone?
There's a tournament in Auckland in December
Oh, yes.
that we send both boys and girls to, and that is under 18. I think the bulk of the girls are still from school, but obviously the obvious thing is it's December. They've actually finished their HSC, so school becomes a bit of irrelevant. They don't train through a school pathway. The girls, all the boys, they train with their state, and New South Wales has a trial for the girls and a trial for the boys, and they pick an under 18 team and they go and been very successful in Auckland, playing in that tournament over the last few years. Actually, I think the boys definitely won it last year.
A lot of
So
girls.
just a clarification on the pathway, because the thing I love about club rugby is, and like a lot of parents within Randwick where I am will go, wow, this means if our son or daughter is not at a traditional rugby school,
Correct.
you could still play Australian schoolboys,
Correct.
even if you're at a school that doesn't even play rugby.
That's right.
If you're at school and you make it through that pathway, you can make it to Australian schoolboys if you're not at. You don't even have to be at not only a traditional rugby school, a school that doesn't play rugby at all.
Correct.
You can still get through that pathway.
Well, Jack,
Definitely.
that's sort of,
which is awesome.
it's sort of the blurring of the lines there. I think we saw our first ever player picked for New South Wales schools that didn't come through the schools pathway, came through the club side. He was from the schoolboy trials. Young Mr. Burden Tyson Burden from down at Endeavour Sports High.
Yes.
He captained the New South Wales juniors team, but then got picked up into the school system and did very well. And I'm pretty sure he's only 17.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
think
another
so.
year.
Yeah.
We'll have another crack at him.
Definitely, yeah. I think he's left school, yeah.
Yeah, so-
Southern Districts or Randwick, he might be playing one of those clubs.
Southern Districts, I think. Anyway, so yes, but the girls, predominantly the girls' space at the moment, the 7 space is schools,
Yep.
the 15 space is clubs. In a nutshell, right?
That's right, yeah.
Great, but have a pathway, regardless of what school you're at, you can make it to Australian schools.
Yep.
And if you've left school, because you finished school, started an apprenticeship, or
That's
finished,
right.
finished school in year 10, even if you're equivalent of 11 or 12, but you're working as an apprentice plumber or builder, you can make Australian under 18.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
That's great.
Correct. Cleve, thank you very much for your time, mate. Congratulations to you,
Thank you.
and your whole crew that's behind the
Yeah.
Super Rugby Premiership for the 16s.
Thank you. No, obviously a lot of hard work from the staff, and just a big shout out to all the boys involved as well. We have a big squad, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves at training, and that brings the benefits. So all the boys in that program and the staff, thank you and well done.
It was entertaining stuff, and we look forward to seeing some of those names in future years running around in the sky blue and in a Waratahs team.
That's
and if you want to watch that grand final, played yesterday or Saturday? Yesterday,
Knox.
Stan Sports.
Correct.
Indeed. Cleve, thanks for your time.
No worries. Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gents.
Thanks, mate. Ta.
And we'll be back in just a moment. And folks, we're back, and you may have noticed that both Jack and I are wearing a quite floral shirt here today. It's because this is our Pasifika episode, the Pasifika Youth Cup, which will be held in about 4 weeks' time. It's for the last 4 seasons at least, it's been the last rugby hurrah of the year, and it is certainly a way to go out with a bang. Joining us here, we've got a couple of special guests here from the nations. Kona Kafusi here from Tonga and Chris Joseph from the Cook Islands. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Marley.
So, for those that don't understand what the Pasifika Youth Cup is, it started this is our 4th year. It was an idea from a guy called Jason Lamusu, who had a vision of junior players representing their heritage. It's not meant to be another representative tournament. It's meant to be a celebration of culture, heritage and rugby. And it's certainly grown from that first year we did it to last year. I think we had like 12,000 people there on the Saturday. It's just enormous. One of the biggest rugby events of the year. So we just thought we'd take a little bit of time to find out about what it actually means, what culture and heritage and all that means within our rugby landscape. So, guys, tell us, Kona, you've probably been there from the start.
Yeah. Yes.
How has Tonga developed from 4 years ago to what is now presented?
It was interesting because at the time, Sam Wykes, our president, current president and still president, he came to me and a few others and said, there's this Pasifika tournament coming up. Hasn't been endorsed yet. Waiting for endorsement. Once it's endorsed, then we'll kick it off. There was a lot of noise and people started doing things, and Sam's like, no, we'll wait until BG gives presses the green button. And once that green button was activated, we only had like a 6-week period to organise ourselves. We had no funding, nothing. We started off with 0 in the negative, and by the end of it, I think it was more of a community raising rather than a fundraising, which is what we wanted to achieve and bring all these kids together from all different backgrounds. Obviously, Tongan being the number one culture or Pacific Island that we're representing, but a lot of our kids aren't full Tongan, they're half Gussie or so. Sam Wykes represents that. His dad is Welsh or Scottish, so he's this big Tongan half caste guy, and boys and girls could relate to him because they could see him. That was them, and which was amazing. And so from nothing we grew. Our little committee, Jonathan behind the camera and his lovely family also came along the journey, and we started New South Wales Tonga Sports Association, got ourselves incorporated, got ourselves a board, and did the whole make sure that our governance and our framework was all lined up to align with New South Wales Rugby.
But you're not just rugby anymore. The Tonga Sports Association is exactly that, right?
We've expanded. We expanded to basketball. We touched on a little bit of league, but that's a big beast.
Yep.
So we sort of kept that to the side. But we're involved in various types of other sporting activities. We're obviously all volunteers. We'd love to be involved in everything and anything, which is what people come to us. Oh, can you do this, pickleball and all sorts of other different type of sports? We just don't have the volunteers, and we would love to do it full time, but we just can't. Somebody's got to keep the lights on at home. We've got to have another job during the day.
Tonga's probably what we'd class as one of the bigger nations. You got lots of kids turn up. For a typical age group, how many kids would turn up to trial for a Tongan team?
This year, with our babies, our under 12s, we had about 90 plus kids turn up.
Okay. So you could just make a team.
Yeah, we just could make a team. We were fortunate.
That was to select one team?
Just to select one team. And we've always only had one team. We've never ever had multiple teams. The reason being is that jersey for us means everything. And you can't have an A and B team. Our coaches aren't A and B coaches. They're all ex-Wallabies, ex-Igalitahi, ex-Super Rugby players that come back and give back to the community and to our team. I can't ask one of them to say, can you guys coach the B team? That's not going to happen. So we've only chosen one team. We've had people say, oh, you know, some certain nations have 2 teams. We've just not gone down that path. We've just kept it to the one team. It keeps things simple, communication, and just keeps everything nice.
I think all nations have learnt that the one team policy is probably a bit simpler.
Yeah.
Few have tried the 2 teams, and it hasn't always panned out as envisaged.
Yeah. Yes, I know that every little Sione wants to put on that jersey, but sometimes that little Sione, you need to work harder to put on that jersey. So come back. I've had my nephews rejected, I think the second year or whatever it was that we were running, and I had them to make that phone call and say to my brother when I got the list sent to me by the under-18s that 2 of my nephews weren't selected. So they were like, oh, and I said, go to the barbarians, but can we still come over for Christmas dinner? They went, yeah, all right.
So I'll just go to you now, Chris. So Cookies are probably classified as one of the smaller nations. You haven't got nearly as big a pool to draw from. What's the journey been like for the Cook Islands?
So thanks, Ben. For the Cook Islands, well, we've been in the part of this competition, Pasifika competition, for the last 3 years. The first year was pretty much the same as what Conan was saying. We had 6 weeks to prepare ourselves. We tried to gather a community together. Brian and our current president, Brian Thomas, and our secretary, Tiffany Thomas, reached out to all the Cook Islanders within the community in New South Wales and see if they want to be part of the this tournament, this journey. And seeing the opportunity, I thought, why not? Being a Cook Islander, born and raised in the Cook Islands, what better opportunity to get to give back to the community and to showcase what I've learned in my time playing rugby to give back to our kids, our young Cook Islanders growing up here in New South Wales. And yeah, we've got the same half Cook Islanders, we've got full Cook Islanders that's living here in Australia. Yep. So 6 weeks of preparation. We've managed to scrape out a few sponsorships. We've got a big family that likes to help out each other, and that's what happened, and we just kickstarted from there. And then 3 years later, we've expanded, which we've seen the growth within the Cook Islands Rugby in New South Wales, and a lot of the parents basically, like seeing this, has brought their kids to be part of that journey, to be part of that competition that SJRU has built from day one. And since then, the kids have grown. With the first year, I think we've only started with 14s, 16s and 18s, or 15s and 18s. And then the last 2 years, we've expanded to the 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s last year, and then the 16s and 18s. And furthermore, we've included the 20s, under 20s. This is the first time being part of this Pasifika tournament. But yeah, the journey's been really, really great. The community is good. We all work together as one big happy family, and we try and help each other out for the future of the Cook Islands Rugby. And hopefully we'll see and recognise a couple of names that, like, you know, further on their journey in the rugby tournament. Yep. And not forgetting that it all started here. In the Pasifika.
Look, I might just give a little bit of background so the audience will understand what the Pasifika, who's involved. So there's essentially 7 what are called home nations that started the Pasifika and still remain as the core part, which is Tonga, Cook Islands, Samoa, Fiji, the Maoris, Kuris, and the Barbarians. So seven nations. And we run across, this year we're running 12 boys and girls, 13 boys, 14 boys and girls, 15 boys, 16 boys and girls, 18 boys and girls. So 10 different competitions, all run over the one weekend. It starts on a Friday afternoon, which is the 28th of November this year. We have an opening ceremony where, and this is the part that you've got to come and watch it. It's just wonderful. It's like a mini Commonwealth Games or mini Rugby World Cup. The cultural performances that each nation put on makes so the Barbarians, which is what I look after, we feel a little bit inadequate that we don't have because we draw from I think 55 nations this year we're representing. Very hard for us to do something. So we're just in awe of what gets put on. But talk about the cultural training. I know you guys do cultural training so that everyone gets a chance to understand their history and their heritage, I guess.
Yeah. For us, Cook Islands, and I'm sure every other Pacific Islands, culture, it's a very, very big thing, like within us, our heritage. Before training, the community just stays out, like go do training, and then at this time we'll be doing culture, and it's compulsory, and it's a good opportunity for our young kids who are actually born here and have not been exposed to the culture side of things. It's a good opportunity for the kids right through to learn their heritage, their background, even the vocabulary that us Cook Islanders use to teach our kids, and the dance and the drumming and everything. Just the whole culture side of things. It's good. Like it's good for our young generations to be part of and to learn of it and to take that into consideration. That proud Cook Islander I am.
I think one of the biggest things for Tonga and a lot of the Pacific nations is that faith is a big thing. So you'll always see that there's a prayer. We always start off with a prayer in the beginning of our training and a prayer at the end. We don't train. So Tonga doesn't train on Sundays. We don't train or perform. So we keep that one of our pillars for NTSA or New South Wales Tonga is faith, family, community, and culture. There are 4 pillars that we drive into our children. And again, Chris, Cook Islands are known for their drums, and their performances are amazing. Tongans are, and they're all sort of similar but different. Language is a big thing for us as well. So one of our teams, or most of our teams, when they greet their coaches, they greet them in Tongan, and they say their name, and we're trying to indoctrinate into our kids where I'm from. This is my village. So we're teaching them that at the beginning of each session before they kick off and start training. We had culture training on the weekend. Our under-12s actually outperformed all of our older kids.
Oh wow!
They were amazing. They're like sponges. They I think they've only started learning like last week or something. But by the time they turned up on Saturday afternoon to Oatley Rugby, it was like, where are these kids? How do they learn it so quickly? But yeah, because I think one of the biggest things is the buy-in from the parents. Making sure that parents have the buy-in, because if we don't have their buy-in, the kids aren't going to learn it. So in the car, they learn the hymn. On the way to training, going wherever they're gathered together or something at home, learning the Sipitao in front of the TV. So those are the sort of things that we're trying to impart onto our children, making sure that they continue. I was born in Tonga. I came from Tonga when I was about 5, so I could have lost my connection, but because my faith, my family were always connected to church, that's how I continued my faith and my culture, I suppose, connection.
And I guess it's not all about the rugby.
No.
In fact, that's probably quite secondary to everything we've spoken about. But the opening ceremony we have all the different cultures represented, and they're all putting on amazing performances. But then once the rugby starts, it's not even just about the rugby. They'll all do the huckers, the sipitaos, and excuse me if I forget the names of every other traditional war dance that they do before the games, which is so good. But we only do that on the Sunday because we can't fit it all in. It's just so busy. But off to the side, there's all these food carts that are serving traditional fare from all the islands. So you not only get to experience it, to view it, to hear it, you get to taste it.
Yes.
And it's simply amazing. I encourage you to come out to Wayland Reserve 28th, 29th, 30th of November, you will not be disappointed. Get there early because parking is a zoo. But there'll be about 12,000 people there, all enjoying everything and celebrate it. And that's probably the best word for it, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a celebration of heritage, culture, and a little bit of rugby. Have you been yet, Jack?
I've not been. I've been to an under-12 tour of Fiji, which I loved, and I think what brought home for me how important rugby was in Fiji. I haven't been to any other Pasifika nations, but there was a big rugby union game coming up. Fiji weren't in it, and I said to the guy at the bar, I said, "Oh, now look, when the rugby union's on, will it be on that TV?" And it's quite a large TV. And he's like, no, not on that TV. And he pressed the button, and the entire view of the ocean was obscured by this huge screen going as rugby on that TV all the time. But it was, that rugby took priority over ocean. And I said, it says there's cocktail and pianos. No, when the rugby's on, press the button, screen comes down. We watched the rugby union. I was like, that's my kind of country.
We'll have to get you out to Whalen Reserve at the end of this
month.
month,
It's in
Jack.
the diary. There's a few of my locals are playing for the Barbarians.
Nice.
From actually one of my mates from Wagga's in the team, and a couple of local Randwick juniors as well.
So the Barbarians is made up of any nation. It could be some Tongans, some Samoans, some Cook Islanders. And generally, we try to make sure that they're all picked up by their own nations first. But as Kona said, you've got so many, you can't fit them all in. So we pick up the overflow, and we have players from all around the state. We're as far down as Young and Leeton and Wagga, up to Moree, up to Byron Bay. They are coming from everywhere to play, and it's just a sensational way to expose everyone to it. So 23rd of November, we have a Barbarians muster. We've got one of your children in our team this year, haven't we?
You do. You have Florence.
We do.
Under 18s, because Tonga is not fielding an under 18s team, girls team this year.
So we're gonna have a number of speakers come and talk to both players and their parents, and just to give them a bit of what we're talking about now, a bit of exposure about what it means, heritage, culture, and rugby. We think it's important, and if we can just educate our rugby community about what it means to certain parts of the game, I think we'll all be better for it.
Great.
So really looking forward. Thank you guys for coming in and joining us.
Thank you.
Really looking forward to it. You've both won a few trophies. We've got some of the Pasifika trophies here running around. I can't say the Barbarians, we haven't won one yet, 3 years and nothing, but you never know. One day we'll win one.
A question, Ben. So I know about the tournament, but the muster on the 23rd, where is that?
That's at TG Milner, hosted by Eastwood Rugby. Big thanks to Beck and the Eastwood crew for hosting us there at TG Milner. We're doing all our trainings there. And
that's a Barbarians.
That's a Barbarians thing. We just thought we've got 9 teams, which we take the opportunity to do a bit of education, have a bit of a jersey presentation, just make sure everyone's sort of going into the tournament in the right frame of mind.
Sounds good.
So, well, we look forward to seeing you both there.
Yes.
And if
See
you're
you
out
Red.
there, come out to Whalen Reserve, 28th, 29th, 30th of November. We'll see you there.
See you there.
Dr. Seal.
back, everyone. And now's the time to catch up on one of the highlights of our season, which was the Peugeot New South Wales Junior State Sevens tournament we held in Mudgee only a few weeks ago. And joining us, the doyen of sevens here at New South Wales, and Michael Doyle. Doyle, welcome.
Good morning to everybody. Hope everyone's well.
How was the sevens in Mudgee?
Yeah, what a 4 days of absolute wonderful experience. It was the venue, the weather. It couldn't have been better, I don't think, in terms of what we thought it would be. And then, of course, the great tribute that you guys did to me was amazing in itself, and a real incredible life changer for me, and for something, you don't do it for accolades, but if an accolade comes along, it's lovely to be able to receive something like that, So it was, and the behaviour, over 480 games and not one red card, incredible, which makes everybody experience so much better. That we don't need to deal with that, and we don't need to keep people off playing, and everybody got the opportunity to play. Great footy, great. I must give the parents a rap. That was probably the best we've ever had in behaviour at those sorts of things. There virtually wasn't an incident that we needed to really attend. So overall, could not have been better. Big change from Foster, for people just to get their heads around going to a new venue and what a new venue meant. And obviously we clashed with a major event in Mudgee, and that put pressure on accommodation and restaurants and things like that. Yep. This year, of course, we've moved it not for next year. We've moved it, so I couldn't have been happier as a movement and how it went. So.
Oh, look, I think there's some really important people to thank. Firstly, the Mudgee Rugby Club, David Birch and his whole team. They were sensational. The effort that they went to accommodate us and make us feel welcome at their magnificent venue. I've got to admit, there's nowhere better in the state. It's so good. And the council, Des Kennedy and all the council team were outstanding. They helped us with accommodation issues. They helped us with anything that went wrong. Yeah, and
a shout out to the rugby club as well, because they've for next year they've even done more for us. So they continue to fill our cup, and that makes us feel so more welcome. That probably what the council input that we had, we probably didn't have that where we were in Foster. So that was an eye-opening experience for me to be able to walk in and have a bathroom tidy, and cleaned and those sorts of things. It was great, and then having the village part of it, and that worked really well, and the staff of that were exceptional, and we couldn't have asked for more.
How many fields have they got there?
13
fields. I wasn't there for the sevens, but I think it was the year before the 11s.
Under 11s.
I was out there for that, and chatting to the parents out there, say, hey, how about an end of season tour? They said, how about we come to Mudgee?
Absolutely.
Such a good facility.
That you won't be able to get that facility, I reckon.
Well, Jack, you referenced the under 11 state gala, which we held again at Mudgee this year. The amount of teams in our under 11 sevens this year was much more than last year. I reckon that a few of them went, we've already been to Mudgee, we like it, we're going back. So you referenced Mudgee next year. We're moving it to the last weekend of the school holidays. It'll be held on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which goes back to you used to hold it on that same weekend in Foster anyway, so not much of a change. What it does mean is we move away from the flavours of Mudgee Festival, so accommodation issues will be less.
So this flavour of Mudgee's before the sevens or after?
It was on the Saturday, and we started on the Sunday afternoon. Mm-hmm. Now, you'd think there's a little bit of a gap, but people want to spend the weekend. It just made things a little bit more tight. But the weekend that we're moving to was when Mudgee traditionally held their sevens tournament.
Okay.
They have moved that to the start of the year, and they've changed to a tens tournament. So 14th of March, the Mudgee tens, mostly for senior rugby, men and women. We encourage you, talk to your senior clubs, get them to there. Mudgee is a fantastic way to start your season. A 10-a-side comp out at Glen Willow would be magnificent. So encourage you to all have a look.
Not juniors?
I don't think there's any juniors in it. I think it's just a senior tournament. I will check with Birchie and be corrected, but if it is, that'd be awesome.
14th of March.
14th of March. So And you did reference what we did for you, Doyle. We named a trophy after Michael Doyle for his years of service to Sevens rugby. We might just throw to the clip and we'll let you judge for yourself. The MH Doyle Trophy, here's how it happened.
Hi everybody, welcome to Glen Willow. We've got over 121 teams playing over 4 days. So if you're around in Mudgee, come and have a look at some of the best rugby in the world.
Interview with a very
Bye-bye.
important announcement.
Come on, mate.
At New South Wales Juniors, we like to name shields after people.
Can we skip to the good part?
I'm proud to announce that we're going to name the Under-17 Boys Shield the Michael Doyle Shield. Congratulations, Doyle.
Look at mate. Oh, long time coming.
The doyen of sevens, well deserved.
That is fantastic. You get to give it away. That is fantastic. That's it.
How good's that, Doyle, eh?
Great, a great honour, and like it's just watching that now has shivers all over my body. So thank you for everybody involved in that, and all the people that reached out to me afterwards. It was I was knocked over by the. I'm not even a Facebook person, and then there was messages coming, and I'm going, how do I get these messages, etc. I am ahead of IT here, but that's a different story.
No, we were very pleased that we got you.
Yeah, you got me.
You did not know.
Got me. No idea. In fact, when you started to talk, I thought, why the hell is he talking again? He talked the whole day.
Well, Ben normally names shields after himself.
Yeah.
So it'd be quite the BG Bowl, springs to mind, and a few others. But
Yeah. No, he likes to name things, so it was a huge honour. No, let's be serious for a second. It was. Like it is something that I never dreamed of, and I still have people coming up to me and saying, isn't it great that you've been on it? Because we know how hard you've done, how hard you've worked towards that, and whatever topic I've been in rugby, I've been so blessed to be able to work in rugby, and with the people that I've worked with over 21 years of being at New South Wales Rugby, has been a huge, just an absolute pleasure to be involved in that. And I just thank everybody out there and they know who they are, all the people that have helped, all the people that have given voluntary hours up so much have helped us get to where we are, and we're in good shape, So well done to everybody else for helping me get this award. I think it's for everybody.
Oh, Doyle, I think you're understating your efforts, mate. You've done a wonderful job over many years, and it's a fitting reward at the least we could do.
Thanks, mate. Great pleasure.
21 years.
21 years at New South Wales Rugby. Yeah.
Gets parole soon.
Yeah, I do.
Now, so Doyle, we've had the Sevens, we've had their champions crowned, Everyone had a great time, everyone's happy, we're back there next year. What happened after the Sevens? What's the next piece in the Sevens world that our aspiring young Sevens players could go to?
Well, what happens obviously in under 17s and under 15s, we take them forward. In the under 13s and the under 11s, the tournament is where they're representative, if you want to call it that, the pinnacle of what they've and then they go back into their club sides, where we have more Sevens offerings at this present time. So their 11s and 13s have had the experience. We want to introduce it to them. That's why we changed some of the rules and some of the bylaws of it. In the 13s and the 11s, we want to introduce them to, over that period, we want to introduce them to what a Sevens tournament looks like, what a professional tournament will do, and then in the 15s and 17s we try to run it out so it's we get the best out of the kids, and the kids are put under fatigue and things like that. We then pick groups of under 15 boys and under 15 girls, under 17 boys and under 17 girls. A group of, I think we picked about 42 out of the state championships. We've had one trial day. We have another trial day on the 7th of December, and then we pick the teams to play in the Battle of the Border against Queensland in early February.
Yep.
So we'll have training through January. So if you were, as you say, an aspiring sevens player, you'd look to be picked out of that, out of the state championships into these teams. Also, we include some players who unfortunately couldn't attend the championship because of other rep programs that they were in. We put them into the mix into the trials and sort out the best 14 kids that can go forward to represent New South Wales rugby at.
So there's a couple of kids that were playing for Australia, for instance,
Yep.
that couldn't attend the state championship.
Yep.
Probably the right people to be involved in your trials. You know,
Yeah,
if you can play for Australia, you're probably okay.
Yeah, and then you've got 15-year-olds, under 15-year-olds playing in an under 16 New South Wales team that couldn't, that had a training session. They're the sort of players that get brought into the final trial. Yep. But the opportunity there is to be picked from a state championship into a rep program that you get opportunity to show your best, and you'll be seen. And then what happens there is that at the championship, when we at the Battle of the Borders, the sevens men's and women's coaches get all the footage and pick the kids. Now we've got kids that are starting in sevens in both the girls and the men's, the women, I should say, the women and the men's senior seven side, who only two or 3 years ago were playing in the under 17 sevens. So there's the pathway is there. It's how hard you want to work for it and how hard you want to dedicate it to it. And you travel the world. Once you get to that level, you're travelling the world and you're in an environment that is a high performance environment. You're getting paid for what you do. So that it's not that far away. And then of course we've got Commonwealth Games, we've got Olympics. We've got so all those things in sevens. That's why it's got such an attraction to so many people, and we're getting the numbers that we're getting. 121 teams at a state championship, unbelievable.
So you mentioned talent ID, and something that many won't be aware of what we've done with the Sports High Schools Associations this year is we've created a rep program for them within the sports high schools to enhance participation in their own events. Mm-hmm. But they came along and played against your possibles and probables.
They did
for a chance to get ID.
Yeah, and a couple of them have got through, and it's another pathway that they probably don't have the ability to come to the state championship. Some came, some didn't, but we get to see them in their playing as a team, and we certainly we want to develop that more and have as many prongs to our fork as such to be able to get the best kids to represent New South Wales against Queensland.
Excellent. And when's the Battle of the Border?
It's in February, I think it's February the 12th, around about that time.
And is that going to be in Queensland or down here?
No, it's down here.
Down here this year?
Yeah, I don't have a venue yet, but I'm working on that as we speak.
Commonwealth, when are the Commonwealth Games?
Well, the Commonwealth Games, they missed one because a country got it and didn't honour their thing. So I think they're 2 years after the Olympics.
Was that us?
That was yeah. It was Queensland, I think.
Yep.
They dogged it. So.
Okay.
So they did not have a sevens program?
They didn't have a Commonwealth Games. They were given the Commonwealth Games and it fell over. So I think a country has picked it up for 2 years after the Olympics.
Right. Okay.
Don't quote me on that, ladies and gentlemen. Go and look at government sites and you'll see more on that.
Or Google.
Or Google.
Google. Dr. Google.
Google. Yeah.
So Seven Space. What was the date again? You said you think you might be picking the final teams?
We have our final trial on the 7th of December. It'll be picked on the teams will be released on the 9th of December.
There you go. So for all those aspiring young Sevens players who are still in the mix,
good luck.
They're the dates. Good luck. Some amazing talent. We saw some wonderful stuff in Mudgee. It was just simply the best. And I've got to say, I'm looking forward to it already next year.
Yeah, I can't wait, and it only get bigger, and I'm sure that, as you said, the under-11s grew, immensely this year. That it'll grow again because the kids you could see the smiles on the kids' faces, and we don't put too much emphasis on the results. We just get out there and play sevens rugby, introduce the kids to sevens rugby, and it's a very positive environment.
Well, look, thank you, Doyle. We might leave you there. We really enjoyed working with you on the sevens, and look forward to next year.
Thank you.
Why don't we leave our viewers with a little highlights package from what Mudgee was like this year? Enjoy.
Thank you.
This is exclusive.
Go!
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, just about the end of the show, Jack, and before we go, I think there's something really important I want all the viewers to be aware of, is the Peugeot raffle, 4 weeks left.
Well, I bought my tickets months ago.
Yeah.
How long's the raffle been open for?
I think it was open for about 9 to 10 months in total.
Mm-hmm.
But
Can you still buy tickets?
You can still buy tickets, so we'll throw up on the screen the QR code and links to buy tickets. I encourage everyone. There's only about 6,000 tickets sold, right? So if you want a chance to win a brand new car, it's going to be drawn on the 30th of November in the middle of the Pasifika finals. You will be able to watch the draw live on New South Wales Rugby TV.
Is this the Department of Lotteries? Will they be there?
Well,
the briefcase handcuffed to
I'm sure Alex Wildman and the Lotto cage will be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But in all seriousness, I'm not sure.
I'm
not sure the semantics of how that actually works. That's another department here.
Is there a limit to how many tickets you can buy?
No, you can buy as many as you want.
What are they? They're about $50 a ticket, aren't they?
$20 a ticket, but if you buy more, you get 3 for 50, 7 for 100.
And you'll
whatever.
put the thing here where we can buy them.
It's on the screen as we speak.
Well, so it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's only about 6,000 tickets sold, so you've got a massive chance to just the best $20 you spend to go and buy a ticket, give yourself a chance to win a brand new Peugeot. They are really good cars to drive. I was pleasantly surprised when I jumped in one. So I encourage you, get in, buy a ticket. You will be supporting rugby.
So we should actually say gamble irresponsibly. Throw as much money at this as you possibly can, because any profit from that raffle, all that goes back into
straight back
New
into
South
rugby.
Wales juniors.
Yep, straight back into junior rugby. So was it the more you bet, the more you win? Is that
even if you lose, you still win.
So, folks, that will be drawn on the 30th of November at about 1:10. It's right in the middle of the Pasifika finals.
Will the car be out there to drive away?
Not the particular car, but there will be cars there out there for you can have a look at. They're all branded up New South Wales Rugby. So
don't drive cars on your playing fields.
There may be.
We did have an issue earlier. But
yes, we have had that sort of stuff. So jump on, and if you can't find the link here on the screen, jump onto our socials. We'll post something up in the next couple of days for your chance to get in and buy some tickets, win a brand new car.
Have you bought tickets? Are you allowed?
I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. I wish I was. Yeah, but the rules, the lottery rules, as you mentioned, they're very specific about who can and can't.
Especially if you're drawing it. Dressed up like Alex Wildman.
I'm pretty sure I won't be drawing it. Okay. But I do like, maybe someone in one of these shirts could be drawing it.
If I buy tickets in the name of Greg Benner.
So, look, everyone, it's been a wonderful season. We do thank you for joining us on the Halftime Offload. We've had a lot of fun bringing lots of tidbits about junior rugby and what goes on in our landscape. Massive thank you to Jack, Greg Bennery. We've enjoyed your humour.
I'm not trying to be funny. Are we going to talk about next year?
We are going to talk about next year.
Great.
So next year, there's lots going on. The calendar is almost full. Did you happen to bring a calendar for the people to see?
I actually went to my retro calendar collection.
Yep.
And this is one of my favourite New South Wales juniors from my collection. I'm getting it framed next Tuesday. This is actually for the fans out
Hey,
there.
Jack.
This is 2022, but it's the version 8.4. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do. I remember it well. I
8.4.
was very partial to version 8.4 in 2022.
Now, can you? This is a bit of trivia, and a lot of people probably know the changes between 8.4 and 8.5. Can you remember those?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, wow. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But this is so you're no longer printing the
No,
season calendar on A0 and laminating it.
No, it's online. A Google form. All the clubs have been sent a link. But as you can see, that was back in 2022. But the 2026 calendar is just as full, and we're filling it up quickly. There's going to be lots of events, lots of new stuff. As we mentioned, we're doing some tours next year. We're going to try and bring that back into the game.
Ben, I've just had an idea.
Oh, have you?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Oh, okay.
But what about if you were to sign this retro calendar and we could auction it off?
We could. I'm not sure that's going to raise a lot of money.
I didn't say it was a good idea, but it's an idea.
It's an idea. Well, you are an ideas man.
Now back to
Have you ever thought of a career in advertising?
Back to the 2026 calendar. Whatever happened to that drink we used to publicise with
Posca.
meat and chops?
Posca.
That was a good drop. What version are we up to of the 2026 calendar?
Oh, we're very early in the stage. We're like 2.5.
And for the fans out there, when can we see version 2.5, and where would the fans find this?
2.5 is already out with the clubs and the zones and the districts. But it'll be on the website in the next couple of weeks. We're just getting some IT help. I know Doyle did say he's the head of IT here at New South Wales.
Is he really?
He's self-declared head of IT.
Okay.
Yeah. He won't be the one I'm going to get it fixed, but it'll be on the website in the next couple of weeks.
But for everyone out there, get version. What are we up? 2.5. 2.6 will be out soon.
Yeah, but it's all online, so you don't even have to get the new version. You just click on the link and take you to the calendar.
Updated live.
Updated live.
And look, for the clubs out there, we always get pushback. If that's a politically correct way of saying it. Oh, why are we doing training and trials in March? Nippers are still on. Little Timmy's doing OzTag, all of this stuff. But I often send this out to the fans within our club. Well, I'm not going to send this one out without your signature on it, but it's a very full program. There are dates that are set in stone. I think explain to your parents and players, we have to start where we start because we've got grading galas, 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s. I think when did they start? Last weekend in March.
For Sydney Juniors, yes, that's
Sydney
correct.
Juniors, yeah. And in other areas, probably similar dates.
Other areas will all have their own stuff, but a lot of stuff in the calendar, people ask why we don't do reps at the end of the season. Because our reps cross over with the schools programs, and the schools are somewhat the immovable objects in this scenario, we have to sort of reverse engineer backwards from there. So look, there's tons of reasons why these things are where they are. Easter always causes a problem.
No one knows where and why Easter is when it is. Do you know where?
Someone knows.
Someone must know.
I don't know who he is. But
Easter's immovable.
Yeah,
we tried to get it moved, but bit of pushback.
Anyway, so look, a few thank yous for this year. Massive thank you to John and Scarred Lens who have produced this show for us. Magnificent work, and you've seen all the videos that you've seen come from Johnny and his team. Alexis behind the scenes has done a heap of work on making sure that we can bring you just a little bit of fun, a little bit of tidbits of what goes on in junior rugby. Jack, obviously yourself, but all the affiliates, all the clubs, all the players and parents. Our junior rugby community is thriving. Don't believe what you hear. Rugby is on the rise, and our juniors are leading the way.
Well, I do believe what I hear because I hear it's on the rise. I see it's on the rise, and I know what its numbers are like compared to some other codes that we won't mention.
No, but
it's doing great.
Yeah, massive thank you to all our guests this year, and we'll be back next year. And enjoy your Christmas. See you at Pasifika, and for those we don't see, we'll see you next year in season 2026. Remember, punt high and follow through.
Over and out.